Jack O'Donnell is the president and CEO of O'Donnell and Associates, a government relations and public affairs firm. He is the author of Bitten by the Tiger, the true story of William Sulzer, the only governor to be impeached in New York State. Please welcome Jack O'Donnell to the Judge Jeanine Pirro Tunnel to Towers Foundation Sunday morning show. All right. Good morning, Jack. How are you?
Good morning, Judge. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. All right, Jack, talk to me. Who was Sulzer and when did he get impeached? And how can we apply this to Andrew Cuomo?
William Sulzer was a assembly member. He was a member of Congress. And then in 1912, he was elected governor of New York. He came out of Tammany Hall, which I think is not just famous, but infamous as a political machine. But he was trying to be a reformer. He actually tried to take on Tammany Hall, and it ended up as a big fight between the Democratic machine and the Democratic governor about
So why
who
did
was
they
bigger.
impeach him if he was trying to take on Tammany Hall?
Well, he was trying to create his own machine, a Sulzer machine, instead of the Tammany machine. And so the Tammany elements in the legislature stood up to him, and they impeached him. Now, in addition to that, he was guilty. Right? If you're going to take on Tammany Hall, you should have clean hands. And he had taken tens of thousands of dollars from his campaign fund, in addition to some other things, and they found him guilty.
And they impeached him for that, tens of thousands of dollars from the campaign fund. I got to tell you, Cuomo has 10 times that. Why and how did they have a statute that allowed for impeachment in New York?
So under the state constitution, similar to the Constitution today, it allowed for impeachment, and it's a lot like we've seen in Washington, where the lower house, in this case the Assembly, by a simple majority vote, can impeach, and then the Senate, in addition to the Court of Appeals, it's called the High Court of Impeachment. The two of them vote by a 2/3 vote to convict and remove state officers from office.
Wow. Well, I got to tell you, what do you think, Jack O'Donnell, the one guy who has written a book on the one governor impeached in New York, what do you think the chances are of Cuomo being impeached?
Well, they seem to have gone up this week, haven't they, with the Assembly creating, in addition to any revelations, but we saw the Assembly create a judiciary committee to go to work and sort of review those cases. And that's a lot like what happened 100 years ago. They created a special committee that took testimony, that subpoenaed witnesses, and then they presented that evidence to the Assembly, and the Assembly vote was the next step on impeachment.
Well, Jack O'Donnell, I want to thank you for coming in and giving us a little perspective via history